You heard earlier about statistics that immigrant communities are actually safer. And so there's a lot that we need to debunk. And we're doing that already in our communities. There are so many good stories that are coming out when immigrants are participating in government. I'll give you an example. In the 38th district, and now 27 districts are doing this, we have something called participatory budgeting. And that's when community members can come up with ideas on how to spend capital city dollars. In our district, we have, this last year, we had over 6,000 people voted in this process. And so they come up with ideas, they put proposals together that work with city agencies, they get to learn about how government works, and then everybody comes out and votes. They're exercising an inclusive democratic process. We're designing that. And in so many ways, I feel like we're designing that for the future. Whenever the revolution comes, they're going to say, hey, how do we do this? How do we? It's also worth noting that you don't have to be a registered voter or a documented person to participate. Well, and that's what I was going to say. And the reason that it is an inclusive democratic process is that if you're 14 years or older, these are young people that we're talking about. They can vote. And if you're a resident, you don't have to be documented or have any status. You can vote as well. And so our district had the most votes out of any district in the city. And that points to a couple things. And I'll give you a couple other things that I think are showing how we need to tell these stories. In 2009, the Democratic primary that voted in my predecessor at the time, the number of votes cast were 3,500 in this district, the same district. In 2013, that went up to 7,000. The numbers for participatory budgeting are now at 6,000. So we're about to actually be greater in number in PB votes than we are in the Democratic primary, in an election that votes someone like me in. These are the kind of things that are happening, and this is a movement that we need to take to other cities and really transform how people are experiencing what we're talking about. This is what it means to be immigrant-friendly, sanctuary cities, and have an inclusive democracy.